Have you ever wanted to be lured into a nice sleep by the dulcet tones and sultry voice of JackJAck1620? Or have you ever wanted to be annoyed back awake by the nasally whatever voice that JayTI7N possesses?
You have a nasally voice?
Well, guess what? I have the podcast for you. Welcome to the After 8 Hours. First After 8 Hours of 2023.
Yay!
That's lit.
Year of the bunny.
Year of the rabbit. Let's
go.
Is it like Fire Rabbit or whatever? That was
No, it's actually Water Rabbit.
Oh, Water Rabbit.
Yeah, Terrell, my little brother, showed me, and I was like, well, I'm still a Fire Rabbit, so I don't give a fuck. But yeah, it's Year of the Rabbit, so okay. Good fortune and good luck for all that stuff. The gentlest of the signs.
It's pretty cool.
So yeah, it's going to be interesting, and Pokemon already is going to be ready for the Lunar New Year. Isn't Lunar New Year like January 21st?
Yeah, it's towards the end of the it's usually towards the end of January, early February.
Okay.
I think for this one it's the 21st, but essentially in some of our Eastern cultures, the solar New Year doesn't matter
to them,
right?
They're just like, it's another year.
Oh yeah, technically it's New Year because someone in the Gregorian calendar decided that January 1st is the beginning of a year versus in their traditions, the Lunar New Year is the actual proper New Year. So that's why you see differences. So there's a Lunar New Year, Chinese New Year, Vietnamese New Year called Tet.
I like Cambodian New Year. That shit's so fun.
Things like that. It is really interesting, but I do like the kind of cultural aspects that we do see in some of the things. So we
just need more representation.
We really do. Lunar New Year is cool. You get the money tree, Lego. I think you heard Nate and I talk about it a little bit at the last community day, but Lego they do Lunar New Year sets too. So there's a money tree, and this year's Year of the Rabbit, so there's all this other stuff going on. It's really cool.
Ooh.
So anywho, that's pretty exciting. So yeah, there's going to be that event in Pokemon Go. Yeah. There's also random little shit like Steven Stone.
Yeah, it's going to be something for Go Battle where you're going to be able to do more battles in the Go Battle League. There's rewards I think you get Steven's rings. You get an elite TM.
Okay.
And yeah, and it looked like you can get some cool little suits.
Have they done that avatars before for other featured trainers, I guess?
I haven't seen featured trainers. The only thing they've ever featured has been fashion statement stuff. But
I was wondering if they did Steven Stone because he's Hoenn out, right? He's the champion. He's the champion of the Hoenn region, which is Gen 3.
Yep.
Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, those games, excellent games. He's a Steel type trainer, so a special part in my heart because Steel is my favorite type. But ultimately, I just thought it was kind of weird. They're like, oh, Steven Stone, by the way, he dresses a little fashion. He likes to hoe out, like I said. So
he's definitely snazzy.
But yeah, interesting. I don't do the Go Battle League as much.
Maybe they'll change this year.
Maybe
with the tourneys.
Yeah, we should get into that. But so there's that. But again, this year they're doing the Go Tour Hoenn.
Yes.
Which is Go Tour Kanto was a big letdown. Go Tour Johto was better. And
Kanto was just a letdown again because we expected all the Pokemon to be out. That was the main reason. It was kind of
They should have been.
Yeah. It should have been we can do
now. Couldn't be shiny, but now we're starting to see shiny evolutions like Ampharos at Fatburger.
Oh my god! Fucking Nate, I can't believe that. So Chespin Community Day. It was obviously a good day. It was a cold ass day, so we didn't even get one donation for Pokemon for the Aurora Masters group, but that's A-okay. It was cold as fuck. The sun was out, but there was still snow on the ground, and it was nippy. And obviously, you couldn't play in shaded areas too long, or else you'd start to get cold. If you went in your vehicle and you stayed, warmed yourself up for a bit and came out, I feel like that was almost worse than just shivering in the cold.
Yeah.
But then afterward, we went to Fatburger to treat ourselves because, 3 hours of walking is you need to get something to eat. And Nate randomly to lured stop was I'll check. He was trying to click something else.
Yeah, I think he was trying to click the stop because we were looking for Kecleon.
Yes. And that was when all of a sudden I clicked my Ampharos. It's regular. I'm like, okay, cool. Just an Ampharos. I'm happy. He clicks his and it's fucking pink. And I'm just this bitch.
And fabulous.
How dare he?
Oh, yeah.
And so Yeah, stuff like that, and it reminded me of like me finding a Manectric shiny in the wild, and I think I found like a Pidgeot shiny in the wild before, and an Arcanine. But again,
we've always been big proponents of let all evolutions, basically let every Pokemon in the wild be shiny, and even if that means it's like increased odds, like I think every Pokemon should have a chance to be shiny in this game, and you don't
so be it.
You don't like hold it as a
exclusive thing.
Oh yeah, exactly. You're not like, oh well, you want to get these suckers money, like make sure we use it as that event thing in January.
That's so annoying. Like so old.
How cool would it be, like, if a Pokemon that's quote not supposed to be shiny, but you found it on the 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 4,000 chance?
That's how like it was for Dino initially. When Dino first came out, it was shiny, and same with Gible. They were both out and they could be shiny, and Niantic never made a public announcement about it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I want the same thing. And I think Axew was the same. Like when Axew first came out, but then it was in events later and it could be shiny. But I just, like you said, I just wish it was there. And maybe before it gets like its debut event where it's like released as a shiny to all.
Yeah.
That the shiny odds are just much higher, like they are in the actual like Game Boy games, where it's like 1 in 1,000 chance instead of like 1 in 500.
Well, and again, that's capturing that moment. You remember your first shiny when you played, like, say, the original Game Boy games.
Of course. Houndour, baby. Not Houndour. It was
yours was
Poochyena. It was my first or second Pokemon I ran into when I started the game. It was fucking dope.
Mine was a Golbat in Silver version, and I remember because it was in the ice cave, and I like ran into it, and it did like the sparkle animation and all this other shit, and I was like, "What the fuck is that? Like, what's wrong with this Golbat?" I'm playing it on I had that the silver gold Game Boy Color, the special
nice
one or whatever. That shit was cool. So I had color on screen. I was like, that Golbat doesn't look right. So obviously I caught it, and I was super proud of it. But I felt like that was really cool. Like I said, if every Pokemon in Pokemon Go on release or whatever could be shiny, I'd be probably more inclined to tap on them, in general. But it'd be really cool to get, we always talk about the full odds shinies or anything like that. Like, obviously nice to have the increased shinies for events.
Yeah.
Maybe that's their way around a shiny charm. All Pokemon are shiny. So then, like, you have a chance to get shiny, and then, like, the events will be the shiny charm because you get increased odds.
Yeah, increased odds.
Like that. But either way, point is, like, it's like such a simple thing, but it'd be really cool. But no, so seeing Ampharos shiny... Community Day was pretty cool in general. Like, yes, literally cool for us.
Literally.
It was chilly. Had a good time. Nate and I talked about sports ball for about half of it. But we were having fun. I really like Chespin shiny.
It's gorgeous.
I'd never seen it before.
Really?
I never got it when we were playing the games, and I never really looked it up for some reason. I stopped looking up shinies for a while there because I
makes sense.
It's one of those like,
I want to be
surprised or whatever, but. Realistically, I'm probably just being lazy about it. But it is nice to be surprised. So like Chespin shiny came out, I was like, oh shit, that one's cool. It's like because sometimes I do get over like just like the pink or just off color shiny.
It's so fucking annoying.
I do like ones that drastically change them. So like Chespin looked really cool. So I was happy to get those. It was a good turnout. I really didn't play that much. Like I was very casual about what I'm checking, and I still came away with like 8 or 9 or whatever.
Which is more than enough. Like some people there, they got their 3 or their 6 or their 1.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm fucking done. Which again, with the cooler temps, made sense. And then the one I'm most excited about, which again, we didn't do a podcast right before the new year, which is A-okay because shit happens.
Yeah.
We're active with the holiday season. Again, I hope all of you had a good start to the year.
Yeah.
Hopefully you're not getting bogged down or bogging yourself down with like silly resolutions. Not to say that they're silly, but don't burden yourself too much. Taking baby steps, like take it easy, and don't if you jump into the deep end.
Yeah, and if you don't accomplish your resolutions, it's not the end of the world.
No,
and you can always restart them.
I think I was literally telling my buddy Sultan, like, because he's like, "Do you have resolutions for like this year?" I was like, "No, mine's are kind of like within the next 5 years. This is what I want." And he's like, "Hell yeah!" Like. You can spread that shit out. You don't feel pressure to do it all like Justin's saying in a year. But thinking about just the year stuff. So obviously after Community Day, it was only a few days later that they announced Noibat. And at the community day, we were literally just talking about it. Literally right in the Xeriscape area, we're talking about dragons. And I was like, yeah, it's either going to be like Noibat, Axu, or Gumi. And I was like, I didn't think Noibat would be right away. I knew it'd have its day, but I wasn't expecting to be like now, like within the next month. I was expecting either within the next year or two, simply because I thought Axu would get more of a pronunciation or more of an emphasis. But Noibat makes sense because that shit's like 400 candies to evolve.
Yeah.
And his shiny, gorgeous teal bat, like dope coloring.
I do like that.
And then I know, like, I even went through it because I was like, all right, we got to do this. Let me get my predictions ready.
Oh, okay.
So
hit him.
I was thinking for March, it's going to be Fennec or Fennekin or whatever. Yep, little dude, little Firefox boy. April, I figured would keep kind of like a theme for the holidays. I was trying to think of like, because obviously they redid the little loading screen. So I was basing off of that one and the previous. So I was like, all right, it could potentially be like Deerling, Venipede.
Deerling would be sick.
Pidove, and then I was like, say they decide to jump forward a gen or so.
Yeah.
Bonsui, because that's one of the few that's like a threes, like has 3 stages.
It's gonna be that Munchlax, bro.
That would be funny too, because there's Munchlax around, and I think he's been on the screen. Then you have Froakie, who I think, because they do like basically the pattern I noticed was like starter, rare, starter, rare, starter, rare, or starter, 2 rares, starter, 2 rares. So obviously this can kind of vary, but these are just the Pokemon that I'm anticipating. Then you have Froakie for potentially May. June, I was thinking it's going to be more of like a fighter or steel type, because again, we're having steel emphasis. So I was thinking like Clink or Timber. And as an oddball, I put Solosis because it's a 3-stage.
See that
July,
Timber would be really interesting actually, because like we've only really seen it in raids, right?
And that's why I was like, I think it'd be kind of due for something, especially because it's been available. Then you have for July, I was thinking actually maybe Sandile or Lillipup, just because the pups are cute.
Sandile would be cool too.
September, I was like, all right, maybe Vanillite, Time Pull, or jumping forward to Galar of Rookity. Because I was like, we haven't really seen too much from that gen, and it'd be cool if they just start to sprinkle that in.
Oh, yeah. So
they do kind of jump gens.
They did the bigger release of Gen 7 this past year.
Right.
So this year should be moving on to Gen 8. Galar. Rookity would be cool, little Corviknights.
And I think, because last year also they had a lot of focus on Alolan.
Yeah.
So I was like, it would be cool, because that's, again, they jumped ahead, and we didn't need to. But regardless. October, obviously, I always want Mimikyu, but I don't think Mimikyu is going to get its own community day. I think it'll get its own special event.
Agreed.
But I focused on Golett, Gothita, is that how you say it? Or Zeraora. Simply because it could have potentially the Hisuian one.
I was going to say, at Zeraora, that'd be one I'd want them to do like they did with Sandshrew.
Yeah, where it's like doubled. Yeah, I think that'd be dope. But then going on that for November, I was like, I would love a double feature of Volibee and Rufflet, because you get the 2 birds for Thanksgiving.
Oh,
I think they'd be cool, or that could potentially be a Pidove.
My brain, you said like, Rufflet, and I thought my brain went to Rockruff.
Oh,
and I was like,
makes
so
sense.
There's a bird and a dog.
Not Ruffs.
You got a bird and a dog. Okay, cool.
And then that leaves December to be the yearly recap, and I just always have that as like bring that back.
I was a little, we'll just call it whelmed at this December recap, because like, underwhelmed is where I would lean, but like ultimately it's just like it was like it's a recap of the community days that we've had in the past year.
Yeah, of course.
Not a lot of good ones.
There wasn't
one where I was just like, hey, I can't wait to get another chance at those ones. Oh, did you?
I think I evolved like maybe five of them for the moves. But what broke my spirits, again, it's part of the FOMO that I'm like, it's that addiction, was the fucking hatted Eevees and trying to find a shiny one.
Gosh, dude.
I must have clicked like 800 to 900 of them and nothing. Yeah. And again, this is looking at all my accounts.
Bro, that was me with Coachella Eevee back in the day. Like, little flower crown Eevee. I was struggling. I was like, I want all of them. I need 9 of them.
Yeah. Well, and that's where I was like, the FOMO was just kind of like, Jack, they'll be back next year. Because, again, we saw that with, who was it? Cubchoo.
Yeah.
He came back.
Like, well, and then
the Glaceon came back. Yeah. Well, and that also made me so mad. Weird. What?
It's fucking weird that they'll release a Pokemon with a hat thing or like a ribbon or something on it, and then it has an obvious evolution. But then it can't evolve. They lock the evolution, and then the next year they just re-release it and they're like, oh, this time
we'll do it.
It can evolve.
Well, and that's what makes me so upset with like the party hat, like Gengar, Nidorino, because then obviously I'm expecting Nidoran male. And Nidoking to be rocking hats, and then Ghastly and Haunter.
Ghastly and Haunter with a hat.
I would love that.
Sign me up.
And then obviously, like, same with New Year's, Hoot.
Yeah.
Knocked could have his hat. Yeah. And I'm like, but he couldn't have that the previous year.
Correct.
So I was like, fuck it up, because the other part is, like, I've had people offer me those Pokemon, and I'm like, oh no, I already have the shiny, it can't evolve. So it's like I turned down Pokemon that I could have utilized later. Yeah. So I was like, fucking A. But maybe that's where now I'm just going to get fucking greedy.
Well, it's like the same with, like, and obviously we don't know if it'll ever happen, but, like, remember when they did the contest starters in Halloween costumes, like the Bulbasaur, Charmander?
They'll bring them back. They have to.
Yeah, but I'm saying as they can evolve, though.
Now just break my heart. I want to slap my head because then you have to get all those shinies, which, again, I've slowly been talking myself off that ledge of having to have every single one. If I could just get a lucky of them, that's going to be kind of like my second place trophy, which will gladly accept. So I sat through with all those Eevees, did the trades. I think right now I'm trying to get one of them to be Sylveon, and then I'm waiting for a community day for someone to throw down the Mossy and Leaf Lures, Jungle whatever lures.
Do you think we do a Eevee Community Day Classic this year then?
I think it is going to come up because Eevee's been all over shit.
And it will continue to be all over shit.
Yeah, it's Eevee. So I'm like, all right, which I wouldn't mind. Again, if they could give us other Eevee types, like if they could have hats and shit, that'd be dope. Again, Niantic, take that free of charge. I will not hold anything against you. This is my personal disclaimer.
Yeah, bro. If I always use this as an example, but Pokemon Unite, which is that Pokemon fucking League of Legends type game, they come out with sick costumes for Pokemon.
I was literally just talking about the pineapple Snorlax at Community Day.
It's just like, come on, like if they can do that, you guys have liberty to add cool costumes to your Pokemon.
Exactly. Make it fun. It could be your own themes. The other thing we were talking about too during the community day was just like alternate color schemes. I think that's something you guys could do. Obviously, those Pokemon couldn't transfer to home, but that's fucking fine. Most people don't use Pokemon Home like I do. I am a special case when it comes to home usage. But again, make it to where it's interesting, because one of the things we're talking about is also just like the lack of people playing. And that became more apparent from the Pavilion event with all the butterflies. And obviously, I had to drop like 50 friends in order to find friends in other countries so I could get all the pavilions. Got my platinum, so I'm fucking happy.
Hell yeah.
But it also kind of begs the question of like, why is the limit 400? Now, I know, again, I'm a special case because I'm really active there. Some people are like 400. That's just overwhelming. For me, I'm like, that's not enough. Because, again, there's a lot of people that you can interact with.
They're incentivizing. You wouldn't have wanted to find more or have 400 or whatever
without Pavilion.
Until being incentivized to do stuff like Pavilion or trade, certain things across the way. Or, it's just like, how cool would it be to, we're going to Japan later this year.
Yes.
So how cool would it be to actually become friends with someone in Japan, and they're like, oh, we happen to meet up with them, Pokemon Go stuff, and then finally
I have that Tauros for you.
You finally make trades because Niantic is fucking cowards and won't let us global trade. But point is like the next best thing is to be able to do gifts. Yes. And if they're going to incentivize us to open gifts to do things like Pavilion, to do the fucking dumbass postcard thing, then how else are they going to utilize those tools? Is it going to be just as silly? It might, but like you said, you need friends to do that. You need friends. Yeah. And then, for people that or like you're active, but like for people like me, not as active in terms of opening gifts and stuff, it's like this is a good opportunity for me to actually open gifts because I want those pavilions, or
I want
shit
those
like
little
that.
bugs.
Bro, look how drippy Duraludon is. All right,
holy that dog.
Dapper. Oh,
My
yeah, he's got
God.
a dog, dude. But that's Pokemon Unite, dude.
That's
Do yourselves a favor. Go look up Hollowware for Pokemon Unite. They have
it's quite the treat.
All these random Pokemon have like just random ass costumes. This Ninetales is super adorable.
What does it have?
And it's like Christmas costume, like
that's a costume it should have had for winter.
That's what I'm saying. Like if they could do it,
so silly.
And I know that's part of their monetization. And I know Niantic would probably rather sell these anyway, which they would do.
Yeah.
But, like, you guys can do it. Just give us cool
We
costumes.
believe in you, Niantic.
I'll buy costumes.
Yeah.
Look at this. Look at this Dragonite.
Yeah. As much as I despise Dragonite, that
that's actually
kind of
cute. Yeah.
Like, and again, that's where I feel they know they can. I think it just needs more group support. Maybe we have to protest to get costumes. I don't know.
Give us the costumes.
That's where, again, for the new year, I'm hoping, seeing that Lunar New Year, they're already getting ready for that. Seeing this strong Steven, whatever, trainer kind of shout out thing for.
Yeah, Steven Stone.
For the PvP stuff.
For Hoenn out.
That's dope, and I hope we see more cultural events. I'm still excited for GoFest. I'm surprised not many people are going to be able to go this time around, or go tour, I should say.
Yeah.
I should clarify.
Yeah, it was go tour Hoenn.
But there's a lot of people interested in the global event. I think they just released that Shiny Jirachi will be available, which is awesome. Which is something, again, I've wanted. At some point, I hope we're going to see more interactions with Home. I know, like, if you play Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, like that game's gonna get interactions with Home soon.
What I want to see from Home, and this is on Nintendo more than anything, is I want to see like maybe a game or an app to where like there's a hub where you can just go and see your Pokemon or play with them,
like a Poke Safari.
Yeah,
like they used to do.
Yeah,
I think that'd be really cool.
That'd be sick.
And again, I would like them to really shine on the friendship aspect of this game and the connection aspect. So they obviously Pavilion, they want you to interact with your friends more and save postcards. That's all fine and dandy, but also make it good. I think they actually reduced their Stardust yields that you get from presents, which kind of sucks. That was like one of those things, like subtle stabs in the gut, because they used to be like 100, now it's 50.
Oh, now these idiots are going to open more gifts. We can't give them what they want.
Yeah, we can't give them more Stardust. Fuck that. So I was like,
give them a little taste. Give them a little taste, and we'll go to the dealer. Hey, you got an 8-ball of Stardust over there?
That star?
Please, I need some. The dust. I fucking need it, please.
Yeah. So that kind of like saddened me a little bit to see. But again, little things that they could do for friendship. I know for the Lunar New Year, they're going to have like increased chance of luckies.
Yeah.
Great. I would love to have lucky friends, but I'd also like to have global trading then, or they increase the trading rates or trading distances.
Yeah.
You guys, what was the distance they had? Almost like 5 miles? It was something large.
Yeah.
Quadruple that.
Sure.
Like, make it even bigger. I would love it to be in Aurora, Colorado, and be able to trade someone who's in Pueblo, which is pretty much at the end of the state.
Yeah.
Like,
hey, I'm
or
playing,
Montrose.
Yeah, it's like I'm playing in fucking Telluride.
Yeah.
I'm not going to drive.
Let me hit you
drive
up.
down the mountains to go hook up with some dude in Rifle or whatever.
Yeah, never in my wildest dreams. But if I could trade within like my giant region. And again, I think Pokemon could find the averages of distance between like players and maybe just do some sort of calculation. Whatever calcs they used to figure out 30 minutes to do fucking Hoopa raid was worth it. I'm sure they could do calcs to figure out the average distance between like trainer friends.
Oh, okay. So what's your we still got Jack Damas on the scene right now.
Yes.
What's your prediction for the next Elite Raid?
Elite Raid?
Do you think they rip it and that's how they do Arceus? Or did they save Arceus for GoFest?
I think they're going to save Arceus for GoFest.
Okay.
My thing, I think it'd be the Keldeo, or like they'll do like, because does he have an alternate form at all?
The
little unicorn horse.
I'm trying to remember what form it's called.
Oh no, I think it's like just active. It was more Shaman that had the flying and all that form.
Yeah, Shaman has like hedgehog form and.
I think if anything, they'll bring back. I think they do like a bring back of someone, or maybe do like the. If they could do the fucking
armor like Mewtwo.
Armor Mewtwo would be funny.
But the armor from
the original movie. First movie. That's my wish. Fuck. No, I would honestly laugh if they did the Palkia and Dialga, but from Legends of Arceus.
The dumbass one?
Yeah, dude. The fucking horse formed.
Fuck yeah. Actually, you know what?
I would love to see that.
In fact, do both of them at the same time.
I put that out there into the universe. Just to see everyone's face. Yeah. Like, why does it look so ugly?
Also, Niantic, just food for thought. Make your elite raids available to be shiny. I don't care.
They really well, and that would be ultimately the one I would think would be the more realistic. Would be just shiny Hoopa.
Well, again, because like I said, they gave us.
And it'd probably be in the little form too, because I realize you can't for home users. I'm probably just talking to myself. You can only send the little Hoopa.
You can't send the big one.
You can't send the big one.
You can't do anything.
Send Unbound.
You can't do anything with Unbound Hoopa,
which makes it so silly.
It's so stupid.
One random side note, though.
Yes, sir.
You can trade your Cosmogs now.
Nice.
Yeah, I saw that they unlocked that. Again, if they can do that for Cosmog, do that for all the mythicals.
Yes, please.
Stop locking them. It's stupid. It's annoying. The other one that they could potentially do is Zarude. It'd be Hoopa and Zarude. I would love them to do. Yeah.
Zarude Sandstorm. Let's go.
So,
big fan. Which Zarude? All three?
They're different Zarude.
Remember, he's got like a dog form and a.
That's Zygarde.
Sorry, I thought you were talking about Zygarde.
No, Zarude is the monkey.
Fuck that monkey.
The Dark Forest monkey.
The only reason they brought him out is because of the fucking movie.
Exactly. It was just so.
Keep him in the kennel.
Keep him in the forest.
Yeah, for now.
Where he belongs.
He can come back later. I thought you were
Zygarde would be Zygarde. Fucking epic.
Because we have.
But again, he's so cool that would be like a GoFest triple header thing that
get
they
all three forms. Yeah, worm form, dog form, big form.
That's where they'd have the in person, so you get like the biggest form.
It's literally like Cell.
He is Cell.
Yeah, exactly.
He's the equivalent of Cell in Pokemon, but that's where they would have like the 3 events, so you could do specific, local, then like the hunt events. So that's where you could do like safari events with him. Mm-hmm. Then you do your tour with him. Yeah. And then you do GoFest with him, and then you have your celebration event where you can get all 3. Out? Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
That's how you get that money. They gotta get money.
Okay.
And I respect it. Like, that's fine. Just, again, make the events worth it. That's where, like, they did where they're like, yeah, we're gonna have our final finale event, where like, AKA the makeup event, which in an essence was. And it was fine. I think it worked out well. I didn't hear as many complaints.
They built in their own makeup event.
Which is smart. It's called contingency. Like, good job. What else? But no, I think I'm looking forward to this year, especially because obviously we get to go to Vegas. The global event, I really hope they have some good shinies. We're talking about the shinies for Vegas. It's going to be like shiny
Tropius,
Torkoal. We're going to get the primals. Ooh. So with primals, that also makes you wonder what other cool things might they come out with. Like, would they eventually do like the...
I need Mega Rayquaza. Rayquaza.
Yeah. And that's where I think that might be like one of the finale events for like the Go... Tour or GoFest would be him.
I need to get more shinies because I traded one.
You traded them? Of the yeah. Yeah, that's true.
That was being nice. But no, I want Rayquaza to come back.
That I want them to do a shiny unknown day.
That unknown community day would be sick.
I would love. I
would die.
If that was like a
28.
If that was a pay for event during the GoFest season, I would do it.
Yeah,
simply because if it was just for like 3 hours, the full alphabet's out, or maybe each hour is a certain range of the alphabet, that'd be pretty cool. Especially if you did it there's 26 letters in the alphabet divided by 3. Well, no, it'd be 28, 29 if they had the exclamation and question.
And question mark, so it's 28, right?
It'd be 28. I would just say if they threw an extra one out there.
Well, you could divide by 4 and you do 7. Do like a 4 hour.
Yeah.
4
hour window.
4 blocks of 7 each. Yeah.
That would be dope because that was something Phil brought up. We had a trade for unknown Y, and I actually gave him my only unknown Y.
Because then you can do D, E, Z, N, U, T, S.
Yes. Do not. But like, I think it'd be really cool to do something like that. And again, Niantic, feel free to take that idea. We will not hold that.
Free,
if you could just say like we took that from some dumbasses on a podcast, like I will shed a single tear. So yeah, like I think the events this year, I'm just excited. I think more that it's a new year. And that I also just have a fresher take with Pokemon in the sense like I'm not going to be dropping as much money on you guys anymore. Like I was talking to people, I was like, I just need to go gym more. I need to get off my ass to just go take some gyms. And if VF Sunshine keeps taking my gyms, like we're just going to fucking fight at some point. Like whoever you are. Stop doing that.
VF Sunshine's the one taking your gyms?
So much.
Is the one that's beefing with you?
It's not. I wouldn't say beefing, but it's just like commonplace. And I'm just like, why are you here? Like, and there's like others who like, and again, I'm not gonna say they don't know gym etiquette. It could simply because they just love seeing red.
I just didn't realize it was VF Sunshine.
That's funny. There's a couple of people who do that where I'll take a gym and they'll just like...
Shouts to Valor, bro.
No. I will never give shouts to Valor. Because it's usually Valor who are the biggest culprits of it because they're like, I love seeing my team rules. I'm like, that's fucking great. Like, good job.
Sunshine, he's the last person that talked in our Valor chat.
Good. But anyway, it's one of those things where it's like, again, my rant will be about gym etiquette briefly. Yeah. Let people earn their coins. If they're in there less than an hour, let them sit in it. If they've been in it 7, it's kind of cruel, but you can knock them out. That's fine. If they're more than 21 hours, definitely destroy them.
Some coins is still better than 30 minutes later, 37 minutes. Oh, your Pokemon fought hard.
Yeah.
No, you didn't.
No. No. And that's where, again, like the aspect you said, like I wish I could battle people where it's like someone wants to battle your Pokemon.
Defend your gym.
Do you want to defend?
Just beat that ass.
Could you imagine if all of a sudden the Pokemon stand there and then like a little green light pops on the show like you're active? And the Pokemon's eyes just like light up, and all of a sudden just like dodging and shit.
That would be lit, dude.
Like he's active. Trainer's ready to battle you.
That would be so cool.
That would be amazing. I just think of like the eyes for Scarlet and Violet of like the professors when they like snap to you. I won't. That's not really. That's a spoiler of sorts, but
not really.
When they activate. I think that shit was dope.
When they go Super Saiyan.
They're like, wow! And you're just like, oh my god.
They're hitting that Ultra Instinct. Yeah.
Basically, anyway. Ultra Instinct's a good way of calling it. So when they hit that, I would love to see Pokemon do that. Like if you take over the battle instead of letting the AI do it.
That's what I'm saying. That'd be sick.
Yeah, just let you do it.
Let me defend my gym.
Let me charge up and battle these people like PvP. I think that'd be sweet.
Also, just let me get coins other way.
That too. Again, that's always an option.
What did we talk about last time? Like raiding and...
I think that'd actually be a cool return for Pokemon. Like
and battling even.
And battling, or if you do PvP, or if you go to GoFest. Like I think they should give you a little deposit.
Agreed. It's like you go to...
be like, here's some incentive if you want to spend more on goodies.
If you bought that ticket, they should give you like, here's 1,000 coins.
Yeah.
For
especially if you fucking traveled.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, especially.
Bitch. If I traveled to Vegas, you should give me money.
Shit like that would be dope, So I think that would be big. There's the... No, I was just thinking about... Because, like, you beat the shit out of kids or whatever.
Of course. Every fucking day. Fuck them kids.
You take their lunch money or whatever.
Uh-huh.
It's like, you beat youngster dickhead with his whatever Pokemon. And, like, you got 700 Poke from it. Poke being the currency. I'd love to get paid in Poke Pokeballs.
If that was possible, hell yeah. But no, like, that really should be a feature. Coins, like if you defeat PvP people, they should be able to throw you some coins.
And I'm not saying like, okay, I battled Jack and now he gives me coins out of his repository or whatever, but like generate like 5 coins because I beat someone in a battle.
Or PvP has a max collection of 20 coins, 25 coins.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can put a max on it a day. Not as fun, but I'd be incentivized to be like, oh, did I get my 50 coins today by battling?
Did I slap that bitch up?
Yeah, because I will.
Like, I will smack them all.
If you're ever wondering, like, oh, why are PvP numbers down? Maybe that's a good incentive.
Give us an incentive. That's all it needs. Like, obviously, they have the cool things with you could catch legendaries.
Yeah.
And you could catch PvP-specific Pokemon. You could get TMs. Again, TMs, I think, are starting to get old.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they get the moves and then they're good.
Well, and again, they try to do like this fucking quests or whatever, but they only did it in like Australia, and it only netted like 1 coin or whatever per quest or something. It was such a bad rate, and obviously that's why it failed.
Flopped.
But it was just like,
could
you imagine if you do your daily runs, you're at a park, you do your walk or whatever, you caught 30 Pokemon, or 50 Pokemon or whatever, pretty average day for you or whatever, and then every 10 you transfer is an opportunity for them to give you like a coin or 5.
I just imagine the pure chaos I would have, like going through my inventory, just killing. Yeah. Or again, like I agree with you wholeheartedly.
So that would help.
It would help boost the economy of Pokemon.
Yeah, well, and it rewards you for playing. Like again, you look at the tickets for this Hoenn event in Vegas.
Yeah.
And like, what is it? You raid. You get like a raid pass. Is it a catch pass?
It's a catch one and a hatch.
Or a hatch pass.
Yeah.
So it's like they've determined those are the 3 main play styles, and PvP is kind of its own thing.
Yes.
We'll call those 4 main play styles to how you play Pokemon Go.
Yes.
Do you hatch a bunch of eggs? Do you catch a bunch of Pokemon? Do you do a lot of raids? Do you battle a bunch of people?
Yeah.
And obviously, you don't have to pick one. You can't do the other 3. But like, what's your primary way? If you've done that, like, incentivize me to dip my toes into one of those pools by, like I said, rewarding me. So like every 10 Pokemon you get a coin or 5 coins or whatever that you catch, and you send it into the professor. He's like, oh, here's some candy. Here's a coin. Or whatever.
Yeah. Or your Pokemon was holding a coin when you caught it.
Yeah, that'd be even better. Let my Pokemon hold items. But then like raiding, you do raids, you get coins. That'd be super cool. Hatching. Every time you hatch an egg, your baby comes out with, oh, here's $10, son. Or whatever.
He's paying rent.
Yeah.
Pay what he owes.
Pay what you owe. Yeah, but like you hatch, and then like your incubator is like, oh, we also like it flips you a fucking coin or something like that for hatching.
That's where I feel that was a missed opportunity with Gimmighoul. Obviously, he's dropped Gimmighoul coins in the game, and that doesn't have a relationship yet. But it'd be cool if we just had Pokemon like, instead of Gimmighoul, it's Meowth. Yeah. He's like, oh, here's your payday. Or like that could be a feature of the Rockets. You knock them out, as their balloon goes away, they drop a few coins on the ground.
They drop a bag, bro.
Yeah.
Get the bag, secure it.
Like, because they're stealing shit. I'm sure they probably, like, that could be a feature. Maybe it's not just, maybe coins could be like a rare find.
Yeah.
But they could be dropping you rare candies or like more exclusive items.
Rare or not, just like the opportunity to have that. You want to refresh like certain aspects of the game. Or
like things. You added shadows to our characters. You made water more realistic. You fixed the bags to where you could put them in the category grids instead of just a list.
It's true. I can get to my stickers better
now. People who know how to kind of like tap and speed through the egg animations.
Yeah.
There's that. Like,
can we do it for Evolutions too?
I would think those. I just wonder what other players, and again, as a listener, if you have any quality of life things you think should be improved, definitely comment. What are quality of life things that they should add to this game? What does quality of life in Pokemon Go mean to you?
Right.
Ultimately.
I mean, for me, it's like, am I rewarded for the time I'm putting into it?
Yeah, I've been a day one player. I've been here since the 16th of that June or January.
I thought you were about to say 1600s.
No, I've been here since day one.
But
out there in the streets catching Pokemon.
Am I actually incentivized to spend 3 hours on Community Day catching as many of that Pokemon as possible? Sometimes it comes down to which Pokemon it is, how many shinies I get. But if I can catch 10 fucking Pokemon and get coin out of it, you bet your fucking ass I'm out there all day on Community Day catching literally all of them.
Yeah, and again, they can put caps on it where they pick. That's fine. But just having more than one avenue to get coins, more than one avenue to get more Stardust.
Yeah.
Because I know some people who I was learning about some pathways of getting more Stardust just through hatching, which is always a route, and utilizing an infinite incubator is a way to really get your dust and more candy. But again, if you're not exclusively a hatcher, I feel for each discipline of play, there should be a route for Stardust and for coins.
Yeah.
I think that just makes it better for all the player types, the 4 that you guys have kind of picked to do that. So, like, if we do that mission to hatch all those eggs, and that's where, like, even the missions to get up to level 50 were so underwhelming, because your rewards are like, oh, you get 3,000 Stardust for catching 1,000 Pokemon.
Here's 5 revives.
Bitch. Here's 5 revives. Why? Like, I should have been getting, like, here's an encounter with a rare Pokemon, and it has, instead of a 1 out of 20 chance or 1 out of 50 chance of being shiny, it's 1 out of 5. Or whatever. Increase those rates for Pokemon, because, again, that's going to make people want to do it. Some of the missions, even back in the day, I think there was a mission for everyone got a shiny Eevee. Where are those missions now?
Yeah,
we haven't seen them.
Guaranteed shiny. I think that was at a GoFest or something.
Yeah, and it was dope. Like, I love that, and that's something we've talked about too in the past, like recent past, like changing the eggs up. There's going to be Community Day Pokemon in eggs ever. Is my fucking cliff I will die on.
Yeah.
But again, Niantic's doing it. That's whatever. But there's, again, certain quality of life things that they should add. And again, you're looking at the community. You already have us into categories. That's fine. But make those categories serve you better and the player base.
Yeah.
Which I think would be easy to do. It might take some work. And again, I don't know who the community leaders are you're all talking to. I think it'd be better if you guys did an internal survey. I get random surveys like, hey, we just want to ask you a question. Would you recommend this game to other players?
Hell
is
no.
the only question I get. And to me, that's an underutilized resource that Niantic could do within their own fucking game. Instead of having us go to fucking Twitter to vote, just send a survey to our accounts so we can do it, and then give us a little perk. Be like, hey, if you do this survey, you can run into a rare Pokemon.
Right.
That could potentially be shiny, higher rates.
Yeah.
Everyone will do and it doesn't even have to be a rare Pokemon. I think just any shiny. A lot of people are just addicted to that shine.
The shine.
And they do it, or you let them choose their prize. It could be Stardust. It could be, hey, 10 coins for doing the survey. Thanks for that. 10 coins is a drop in the bucket. It doesn't get you shit, but 10 coins is 10 coins. If that's 10 coins I don't have to battle in a gym for, I think anyone would do that survey. But that's where we need to get that feedback. The other thing, obviously, is all the fun social events that we're going to do, but that's not Niantic's field. That's just ours. So I'm not going to go into that category, but I am indeed excited about it. I'm excited to do the tournaments. I'm excited to see more people. I'm excited to support more local business. And I was thinking, and I know I've been sending Justin a bunch, and I'm sure if you guys are on like TikTok or something, you've seen like that amazing dude Keith Lee with his food reviews for Vegas.
Yo, shouts to Keith Lee. He's got like what, 8.4 million followers,
something insane right like that. But like, amazing dude, really wholesome, and I love the fact again that he supports local communities. He's personable, from what I've seen, and the main thing he gives is his honest opinion about stuff, but is engaging with the community and wants the community thrive. He doesn't inspire negativity, and in essence, that's what we want to do.
Yeah. With
this community is get back to our roots of community events. People miss out or are missing all the socials we used to do. And even when we had socials, it didn't have the highest attendance, but the fact that people knew that they could go to it was reassuring. And some players are like, I want to raid more, but I'm nervous. There's a lot of anxiety. And I really hope this year we can help alleviate some of that for players, so players can break out of their shells. We just met like a father-son duo that was at AMC, and they're like, yeah, do you guys want to be our friends? And I was like, fuck yeah, dude. Like, I don't see enough players who need friends physically in person being like, can I add you? But when they do, I typically add those people because I'm like, wow, you actually like walked up to me. Like, surprising.
You're approaching me?
Yeah, and that's like, and I was not with the table there. Like, well, it was a table there, but they're like still social even after. They're like, hey, can we talk to you about pins? I'm like, next community day, still hunting Chespins, and they were more than understanding.
Yeah.
And I love that, and I want to get back to those original, just kind of like in-person communications. Again, if there's businesses that you think we should go check out to like eat food, like I think I would love to check it out. If it has an area where we could play Pokemon, even better. Like Hourz still wants us to come back.
Yeah.
I know areas like Dueling Lands, I'm sure if we like gave a proposal to them, I bet they'd be interested. Piper Inn, I know, still has a space, and like they're still active on social media.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
There be options, and again, like
and look forward to that. Yeah. Like, you know, I mean,
it might even be like easy things. Like I want to do like a Meltan, even like a Meltan Monday, and be at Hourz. Be at Hourz, just eating some food and be there for like 2 hours and be like, hey, do you guys need a Meltan box? Like, I got you.
Well, Gimmighoul's supposed to be coming out pretty soon. In Pokemon Go, like I imagine connecting with Scarlet Violet. So maybe we.
That'd be cool if you could give him mystery gift codes.
Gimmighoul stuff, too. You know,
dope.
Like Meltan Mondays or whatever you're thinking there. You know, something like that. You know, those types of events are always fun. You know, it's grassroots. It starts out small and then can kind of grow into like a crescendo of things. And like, we're not going to stop doing things just because people don't show up.
No.
You know. No. If you want to join us, you're always welcome to. And if you decided to pass on this one, that's okay. There'll be another one. You know, we'll figure things out in that regard. I'm pretty excited for this year. Kind of all the things you've mentioned. You know, obviously larger life events that are going to be coinciding with all of that too. I'm excited to go to Vegas. Never actually really been to Vegas like meaningfully. So that'll be cool. You know, again, shouts to Keith Lee, dude, single-handedly saving restaurants in the Vegas area.
Local small businesses.
Literally saving local small businesses, and it's beautiful to see. I love seeing stories like that. You know, that we're gonna go to Japan later this year.
Hell
get
yeah!
Our nerd on. And then I'm getting married.
Crazies.
You know, all this other stuff. It's like, and I'm gonna go to Hawaii for that. So it's like, one, I'm doing a lot of traveling, but two, it's just like I'm excited to.
And you have to stock up on all those comfy for people.
Yeah, comfy, and then I'll try to, for those that don't have their ocean pavilions yet, I'll send a lot of Hawaiian gifts. I'll be there for about a week. So ultimately, it's, you know, it's exciting new year of the rabbit. You know, hopefully again this year started out well for you, and even if it hasn't started out well, it's going to get better. There's going to be some good times ahead. And so look forward to it. You know, things like tournaments, still need to post some information about that. Some of it actually kind of already started on the Sylph Arena side. I'm not quite sure how interested people are in that aspect, but that doesn't mean I don't want to still host tournaments. We might just put a Aurora Masters after raid hours spin on things. That one's just nice because it feels semi-official or whatnot, but like for the most part, I might borrow the, what's allowed and what's banned type deals, right?
Yeah.
You know, those types of things, you know, similar to our
I literally still have all those whiteboards with all the text.
Yeah, exactly. So it's just like things like that. They were a lot of fun. We made some really cool pins. I had fun designing.
Oh, like, those pins are gorgeous.
The little ads and pins that I designed for those, it was a lot of fun. Yeah, and so we you know, those that haven't taken part in those, you know, we had special pins for first place and second place. You know, we had little prizes. Sometimes it's like a figure or gift cards. We've given out gift cards a lot.
Piper's Inn was still one of the best gift cards.
I couldn't believe that shit. They're just like, oh, do you want a gift cards, right? And I was like, yeah, here's a $50 gift card. It's like, excuse me? I was expecting $15
or 10,
or maybe a hot tenner, but
5. Like,
you know, shouts to Dan for winning that. Yeah. But anyway, you know, it's like shit like that. So, and then like the labs, that was a fun part. So I think what I'd like to do is probably get maybe a tournament started, see how it goes, what's the reception there, depending on that, develop our labs again, and go from there, and really kind of have fun with it. Again, you know, not everyone likes the PvP, but we try to be as inviting and kind of open to everybody, and you know, have fun with it. I'm not one to be sweaty McDaniels over here. So
right, I almost want to do, and again, the concept is like still raw, of like a lucky trade blind date. Not necessarily a date, but it's like finally meet up for those fucking lucky trades.
Oh, like, fuck yeah, dude.
A set area and be like, hey, other people will be there. Do you want to just meet at this location and do our lucky
behind
trade?
The mind eraser already leeches, bro.
Yeah. But like, figure some out, because again, lucky trades. I still have like 6.
Casa Bonita's opening in May.
Is it?
Yeah, let's go,
dude. That'd be Aurora Masters X Casa Bonita. We're just
look for Aurora Masters in Casa Bonita.
That'd be actually a fun one.
Lit.
I think that I'd honestly support that a lot more. Of like, hey, just come out and socialize with us. We're gonna get a group together, go try this place out. If you want to join. Here's the menu.
Speaking of which, are you getting,
that'd be dope.
Getting a little more active on TikTok there, bud?
Like with the videos and postings?
Yeah.
I just send like random things.
Well, you'd be like Aurora's own Keith Lee, is what I'm saying.
If I could,
possible?
I obviously don't want to copy. I don't want to like repeat his style,
right?
But I think it would be cool just to be like, yeah, I tried. The only thing he does differently that I'm like, damn it, is that he always brings the food there, brings it back to his place.
He brings it back to his place to eat, yeah.
Which I think is dope. I love his little like Paw Patrol chair he has, and it has that consistency. And for me, like, I always eat at the restaurant.
That's what I was gonna say.
And order more, and I don't want to disturb other people's experience.
Understood.
If I'm there and say you decide, hey, I'll be your camera dude. I'm like, dope. Then I'm just like talking to the screen, eating my food, even though I want it to be a joint experience. I think if anything, and that's where I think it would kind of suck, is if like, and I wouldn't want someone there recording as we're eating, because I'm like, you need to enjoy the food too, homie. That's where it'd be odd, and that's where maybe I don't know.
That's why we got a tripod.
And maybe we just set up I can only imagine. Again, I don't want to disturb other people and them being uncomfortable if I'm recording in the space.
I got one word for you, Jack.
Don't care.
Content.
It's
all about the content.
Again, that's where I'm always like, I'm trying to think of ways not to impact the others.
I think, the only reason I'm bringing it up is because, A, I think you'd be good at it. 2, it blends in with our Taka community here. 3, there's a lot of places I'd like to try out.
Well, yeah, and that's where you start utilizing like Grubhub or something and be like, let's go grab this, grab 2 more of these, and we'll just try these random ones out later.
Exactly.
And then just be like, this looks dope, I'm going to try this.
So,
yeah.
We're doing new things. Recently, this is our non-Pokemon segment, I suppose, to an extent. Recently, I started building a bunch of Gunpla. Which Gundam plastic models.
Yeah, I was like, you told me that once before.
They're so you see those Gundam kits or whatever.
Right.
Building them is a lot of fun. So that's something, that and Lego are the 2 things I've been mostly into recently in terms of like being active at building things, small things.
Okay.
I used to build models and architecture all the time. Don't do that in my industry. So
they really need to bring that back. I think they should have a Lego room for you guys.
That'd be fun. Just get my creative juices out.
Yeah.
It's funny because you're not necessarily creative yet with Gunpla or Lego unless you start modifying them. What I want to do is up my skills and then modify them. So that's a new hobby, something else I've picked up this year that I'm kind of trying to dive into.
Hell yeah!
Towards the end of the year, I want to get into customizing them, so customizing how they look, whether that's battle damage or different sorts of different types of what is it called, paneling. And then I also want to custom paint stuff, so I'm looking at getting back into airbrushing.
You need to combine that with your 3D printing.
Yeah, exactly. So 3D printing, airbrushing. I also but anyway, point is like that's something I'm looking forward to this year, and sharing with the community as well. There's a lot of cool things that we can do. Maybe I can make a diorama of Pokemon shit for one of our prizes for a tournament or one of these events, you know.
Jared's showing me how to knit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or like crochet and do some shit to make like... Because like to how he met... For me, well, you saw how he made Dana like the hand scarf?
Yeah.
Yeah, like he literally made that day.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's legit.
He's scary how fast he is.
But yeah, so it's like picking up on these things, sharing in the community. You know, those are things I'm looking forward to. So
hell yeah.
Well, you got anything else for the people?
Just stay safe, please.
Stay safe.
There's still sadly more snow ahead. Just please watch the road. Shovel. Word of advice: if you have like a sidewalk and shit, shovel your snow into your yard instead of into the road.
Yeah, don't do it into the road.
So that way it can melt faster.
Yeah.
Because when you pile it up and it gets compacted into the road and it just turns into like a thick ass sheet of ice, that's not helpful to anybody.
My road feels like I'm driving off road.
You need a fuck ton of salt, homie.
Yeah,
you need to go buy some because I was like slowly like pitter pattering like a penguin on the ice. I tried to walk here just now. But yeah, because I did that. Like I fucking shoveled 4 feet into my street just to kind of clear it because Terrell's car has low clearance. And all that stuff. Like Stonewall and Remy, they need to shovel more. Like
right.
If you outside, you gotta just shovel, homie.
Be safe.
Get that work
be smart about that stuff.
Yeah.
Just be cognizant of everything you're doing. We love you.
Be smart.
We'll see you on the streets.
Bye.
Bye.